Welcome to our deep dive into the Douglas DC-3, an airplane that didn't just fly, it reshaped the skies and the world below them. Launched in 1935, this twin-engine, propeller-driven legend revolutionized air travel, served as a military workhorse, and became a cultural icon. Known as the Dakota or the Goonie bird, the DC-3's story spans decades, continents, and countless lives. Let's take a journey through its incredible legacy, from its groundbreaking design to its enduring presence today. The Douglas DC-3 first took flight on December 17, 1935, exactly 32 years after the Wright brothers' historic hop. Built by the Douglas Aircraft Company, it arrived at a time when air travel was still a novelty, slow, expensive, and often unreliable. Planes like the Ford Trimitar or Boeing 247 could carry passengers, but they were limited by small cabins, short ranges, and frequent breakdowns. The DC-3 changed all that. With its sleek, all-metal body and ability to carry 21 to 32 passengers over 1,500 miles, it made air travel practical, affordable, and dependable. By the late 1930s, an astonishing 90% of the world's airline passengers were flying on DC-3s or its military cousin, the C-47. Its nicknames, Dakota for the C-47 and Goonie bird for its sturdy, albatross-like flight, became synonymous with reliability and adventure. The DC-3 transformed the aviation industry in ways that still echo today. Before it came along, trains and ships dominated long-distance travel. Airplanes were a risky, elite option, often plagued by delays or safety concerns. The DC-3 flipped the script. Airlines like American Airlines, TWA, and United snapped it up, using it to build vast networks of routes across the United States and beyond. Its secret was profitability. The DC-3's standardized parts and easy maintenance slashed operating costs, while its larger cabin meant more passengers per flight. This made tickets cheaper, opening air travel to the middle class for the first time. American Airlines transcontinental sleeper service, using the DC-3's DST variant with cozy berths, let passengers sleep their way from coast to coast, rivaling the comfort of overnight trains. By connecting cities and remote towns alike, the DC-3 laid the foundation for the global airline industry we know today. At the heart of the DC-3's success was its brilliant design. Built as an evolution of the smaller DC-2, it featured an all-metal airframe, a leap forward from the wood and fabric planes of the past. Its aerodynamic shape cut through the air with less drag, boosting speed and efficiency. Two Pratt & Whitney R1830 twin Wasp radial engines, each pumping out 1,200 horsepower, gave it a cruising speed of 207 miles per hour. With a range of 1,500 miles, it could link major cities without constant refueling. The DC-3's high aspect ratio wings delivered excellent lift, letting it take off and land on short, rough runways, a game-changer for serving smaller airports. Features like retractable landing gear and variable pitch propellers added to its performance, while its robust fuselage could handle years of heavy use. Compared to the Boeing 247, which carried only 10 passengers, or the DC-2 with its 14 seats, the DC-3's capacity and versatility were unmatched. Airlines loved its reliability, mechanics loved its simplicity. It was a plane built to work hard and last long. Flying on a DC-3 in the 1930s was an experience like no other. The cabin was noisy, with the roar of those radial engines vibrating through the uninsulated walls, but it was designed for comfort. Passengers settled into cushioned seats, often in a 2+1 or 2+2 layout, with large windows offering breathtaking views of the world below. The sleeper version, the DST, had berths for overnight flights, turning long journeys into a restful adventure. Flights across the U.S. took 15 to 18 hours, with stops for fuel, but airlines made it special. Stewardesses, a new role in the DC-3 era, served sandwiches, coffee, or even hot meals on longer routes. Without pressurization, flights stayed below 10,000 feet, which meant more turbulence but also a raw, thrilling sense of flying. Passengers dressed in suits and dresses, treating each trip as an occasion. Compared to today's packed jets, the DC-3 offered a slower, more intimate connection to the magic of early aviation. When World War II broke out, the DC-3 stepped up as the C-47 Skytran, or Dakota, becoming a military legend. Over 10,000 C-47s were built, far outnumbering the 600 civilian DC-3s, and they served in every corner of the globe. On D-Day in 1944, C-47s dropped thousands of paratroopers over Normandy, helping turn the tide of the war. In the Burma Hump, they braved treacherous Himalayan routes to supply Allied forces in China. During the Berlin airlift of 1948 to 1949, C-47s, nicknamed Candy Bombers, delivered food and supplies to West Berlin, even dropping sweets to children below. The C-47's rugged design made it a perfect fit for war. Reinforced floors and large cargo doors let it carry 6,000 pounds of gear or 28 paratroopers. It could tow gliders, drop supplies by parachute, or evacuate the wounded. Its ability to land on grass, dirt, or gravel airstrips meant it could operate where other planes couldn't. Stories of C-47 surviving bullet holes or engine failures and still completing missions became the stuff of legend. The C-47's versatility came from its simplicity and strength. Its airframe could withstand jungles, deserts, or Arctic cold. Mechanics could fix it in the field with basic tools, and its twin Wasp engines kept running under brutal conditions. It was a true workhorse, capable of carrying troops, cargo, or even towing gliders for special operations. After the war, surplus C-47s flooded the civilian market, giving airlines in developing regions affordable aircraft to restart or expand operations. Many were converted back to passenger or cargo planes, spreading the DC-3's influence far and wide. Beyond its technical achievements, the DC-3 became a cultural icon. You've seen it in movies like Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade or The Aviator, its rounded nose and low wings symbolizing adventure and exploration. It connected remote corners of the world, bringing mail, medicine, and people to places trains and ships couldn't reach. In South America, Africa, and the Pacific, DC-3s served isolated villages, fostering trade and cultural exchange. Its role in humanitarian missions, like post-war relief flights, gave it a reputation as a plane with a heart. The DC-3's distinctive look and storied history have made it a favorite in books, films, and museums, where its silhouette evokes a bygone era of daring and discovery. In developing countries, the DC-3 was a lifeline after World War II. Surplus C-47s, cheap and reliable, brought aviation to regions with few roads or railways. In Colombia, they landed on jungle riverbanks to deliver supplies. In Australia, they connected outback towns to cities. In Africa, they carried everything from livestock to medical aid. Their ability to operate from unpaved strips made them ideal for rugged terrains, and their durability kept them flying for decades. These planes didn't just transport goods, they sparked economic growth, trained local pilots, and introduced aviation to communities that had never seen a plane before. The DC-3's impact on these regions was profound, building the foundation for their modern aviation industries. Amazingly, the DC-3 is still flying today, nearly 90 years after its debut. Small cargo airlines, like Buffalo Airways in Canada, use them to serve remote northern communities, hauling supplies where roads don't exist. Tourist operators offer scenic flights, letting passengers experience the thrill of a vintage airliner. Humanitarian groups rely on DC-3s for relief missions in disaster zones, where their ability to land on rough strips is still unmatched. But keeping these planes aloft isn't easy. Maintenance costs are high, spare parts are scarce, and their fuel-hungry engines can't compete with modern jets. Yet, their durability keeps a handful in service, a testament to their incredible design. Preserving the DC-3 is a labor of love. Museums like the Smithsonian's National Air and Space Museum and the Imperial War Museum display beautifully restored examples, while airshows bring them to life with roaring flyovers. Enthusiast groups, like the DC-3 Society, pour years and thousands of dollars into keeping these planes airworthy, often crafting parts from scratch. Each restored DC-3 is a living piece of history, a reminder of an era when aviation was a bold new frontier. The passion of these restorers ensures that future generations can hear the rumble of those radial engines and feel the magic of the Goonie bird. The DC-3's story is filled with fascinating tales. During the Berlin airlift, pilots dropped candy to kids, earning the C-47 its Candy Bomber nickname. General Dwight D. Eisenhower used a C-47 as his command plane during World War II, relying on its reliability for critical missions. Some DC-3s have flown for over 80 years, their airframes outlasting countless newer planes. In South America, a pilot once landed a DC-3 on a riverbank to deliver a wedding dress to a remote village, proving its knack for going where others couldn't. The nickname Goonie Bird, inspired by its slow, sturdy flight like an albatross, captures its enduring charm. The Douglas DC-3 is more than an airplane, it's a symbol of human ambition and ingenuity. It turned air travel from a dream into a reality, carried soldiers to victory, and brought the world closer together. Its rugged design and timeless appeal have kept it flying through decades of change. Today, as a handful of DC-3s still take to the skies, they carry the spirit of an era that dared to soar. Whether you're an aviation buff or just love a good story, the DC-3's legacy is one worth celebrating. So, next time you hear the hum of a radial engine or spot a Dakota at an airshow, take a moment to appreciate the plane that changed the world.